Good morning everyone, here I am again with the very second video of the fourth chapter of Geography, Globes and Maps. In the very previous module, we have discussed about the globe, the limitations of globe, the map, history of map, basis of classification of map, types of maps. And in this module, we'll move towards and we'll learn today something new. And the topics which we are going to deal today are components of map. This is the very topic which we are going to deal today, components of map, under which we'll be discussing about the distance, directions, conventional signs and symbols. Let us move ahead with the topic. As we have already seen that what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss about the three components of map, and these components are very important. Okay, we will be dealing right now with the very first component of map, and that is distance. Okay, distance, what distance means? Distance means the space between any two spaces. It can be long or short, isn't it? And let us see three terms which we are going to discuss here: map distance, ground distance and scale. What is map distance? Map distance is basically the distance between any 2 points on the map, okay, which is measured along a straight line in centimeters or millimeters. Okay, it depends upon the distance between two points, whether it is more or less. Moving on to the ground distance, the distance between the same points, okay, which we're discussing in the map distance, the same distance, the same 2 points on the ground, which is also measured along a straight line, okay, that is called a ground distance. Now, and the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is called the scale of the map, which we have already discussed in the previous module. That what scale is? The scale of a map is the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. That is, the distance between any 2 points on the map is to the distance between the same 2 points on the ground. And we have also learned that we have supposed that if the scale of a map is 1 centimeter is to 1 kilometer, this means that a distance of 1 centimeter between 2 points on the map corresponds to the distance of 1 kilometer between the same two places on the ground. Now the question comes, how to show scale on a map. Let us move on how we can show scale on a map. Yes. So here is how we can show a scale on a map. There are three ways of representing the scale on a map. The first way is by a statement. The second way is by a representative fraction. And the third way is by a linear scale. By a statement, as you can see, the example is given. The scale is given in words. It can be written in 1 centimeter is to 1 km, that is kilometer, or it can be written in ONE 1 CENTIMETRE centimeter or is to 2 kilometer. Okay, this is a quick method of using the scale for showing distances. When we coming on to the next one, the representative fraction. It is also called numerical fraction. Okay, numerical fraction is also known as representative fraction. As you can see here, the ratio between the map and the ground distance is given as a fraction. You can see here it is a fraction. Okay, the ratio between the map and the ground distance is given as a fraction whose numerator is always 1. Okay, whose numerator is always 1. Okay, and numerator 1 here is representing the map distance, whereas the denominator, which is downwards, that is 1 lakh. Let me show that to you. Yes, the denominator here, which is 1 lakh, is actually representing the ground distance. Thus, no particular units of measurement are used in representative fraction. No particular units. Like you can see that in statement we are using centimeter and kilometer, but here no particular units of measurements are used. It has the universal application in map making. Universal application means all around the world, okay, everybody is using the same way of representing the scale whenever it comes to representation, representative fraction. Okay, moving on to the next one, that is the third way of scaling a map, that is by linear scale. It is also known as graphic. Okay, by graphic or linear scale. The map distance is shown with the help of a straight line. As you can see, the straight line has been used here. The line is divided into two parts. One is the primary division, and the primary division is further divided into a subdivision, that is a secondary division. It shows basically the distance directly on the map. As you can see, this one is the primary division and here it is written kilometers. Okay, this means that this one is showing actual distance of a place directly from the map. Okay, it gives the values of the corresponding ground distance as well. Okay, so these are the three ways of scaling map. With the to scale a map, these are the three ways. Okay, moving on to the very second component of map, and that is directions. As you can see here, here is a compass. Okay, the image here, this one is a compass. And directions, you have already learnt about direction in your previous class, that is in 4 and 5, isn't it? What direction is? Direction is basically the second component of map. Okay, it indicates the location and position of the places in relation to each other. Okay, what it indicates? The direction indicates the location and position of places in relation to each other. Let us see. There are four cardinal directions, the main directions. What these directions are? North, east, west, south. You can also learn it with a small form, that is news. Okay, news, and representing north, E representing east, W representing west, and S representing south. Moving on to, there are four intermediary directions as well. As you can see here, in the midway of north and east there is a direction. In the midway of north and west there is a direction, isn't it? So the direction midway, let us see the intermediary directions. Okay, the direction between north and east, midway between north and east, is called northeast. And similarly, the other three intermediate directions are southeast, southwest, northwest. Okay, the midway between north and west is the northwest, the midway direction between south and west is the southwest, and the midway direction between south and east is the southeast. Moving on to, the directions on the map or on the ground are always shown with respect to the north. Okay, the direction on the map or on the ground are always shown with respect to the north. The direction is shown on the map with the help of an arrow, and its tip is marked with letter N. Let me show you the map so that you can have a clear picture about it, whether the statement is correct or not. Okay, so as you can see here, this one, the arrow. Okay, as I have already told, as you can see here, as I have told, that the The direction is shown on a map with the help of an arrow, and its tip is marked with the letter N. Okay, this means that the arrow is pointing towards the north, and this arrow on a map is called the north line. Okay, what is this called? This is called a north line. Let me show you one more thing. Okay, in that particular map only, it was there. Okay, as you can see here in this one, let it open so that then I will be able to show it to you. Okay, you can see here this one. This is what you have seen a few minutes ago, that this is a method of showing a scale on a map, which is also known as a graphic or a linear scale. As you can see, a linear scale is being shown over here. Okay. Okay, you can see here in this map, okay, the arrow which has been made, and there the tip, at the tip it is written N. Okay, this means that the arrow is pointing towards the north. Okay, the arrow on a map is called the north line. Okay, this arrow on the map is called the north line. Now there are different ways of finding directions as well. How to find the directions? Uh, how we can find directions? There are different ways. The very first way to find a direction is with the help of the sun. Okay, we know that sun rises in the east and sets in the west. If we stand facing the sun in the morning, then we face the east. The west is towards our back. The west is towards our back. The left hand points towards the north, as well as the right hand points towards the south. This is the very first way for finding the direction. Okay, this is a conventional way which has already we guys already know these things. Okay, that sun rises in the east. If we are facing it, we'll be able to find the other directions as well. Moving on to the very next method with which we can find the direction, and the second one is with the help of the pole star. Now, how we can find the direction with the help of a pole star? See, we always know that the pole star is located vertically. Okay, it is located vertically to above the North Pole. In the northern hemisphere, the constellation known as Great Bear, and we know that constellation Great Bear in India as Saptarishi, it keeps revolving around the sun. The two pointers of the Saptarishi, as you can see here, the two pointers of the Saptarishi, they always point towards the pole star. Okay, they always points towards the pole star. So this one is the second method. We can find directions with the help of pole star as well, because we can find pole star located vertically above the North Pole. Okay. Now moving on to the next method. What is the next method to find direction? The next method is this one, the magnetic compass, which is also known as mariner's compass. A magnetic compass is also used to find the direction, the north direction. The needle of the magnetic compass always points towards the north-south direction, and this compass is called the mariner's compass, and it was used by mariners or seamen to find the direction while sailing. Okay, let us move on to the third component of the map, and what that third component is. That third component is the conventional signs and symbols. So as you can see, here is a figure. This figure is somehow showing us, depicting some conventional signs and symbols used on a map. Okay, these are signs and symbols which are used on a map. This one is for international boundary, the state boundary, district boundary, a road, metalled and unmetalled road, town or a village, bridge, stream, dam, well and tank, railway, fort, temple, church, mosque, grass and shrub, forest, post office, telegraph office, and police station. These are standard symbols. These standard symbols and signs are used universally. With the help of these symbols and signs, we can read a map made in any country without knowing the languages of that country. Not only this, there is an agreement among many countries of the world about the common use of signs, symbols, and colors. For example, as you can see here, blue. Blue is always used to show water bodies. Green is used to show plains and for plains. Yellow or orange for higher parts like plateaus and hills. Brown color is for showing mountains. Snow-capped areas are shown by using white color. These scheme of colors for showing relief features on maps is the same throughout the world. Okay? And thus these signs and symbols are called conventional signs and symbols. The information shown on a map can only be read and understood by those who know its language, which includes features like scale, direction, colors, signs, and symbols. Isn't it? So that is all for today. In today's module, we have discussed about the three components of map, distances, directions, as well as conventional signs and symbols. Till now, what we have read. Let us sum up. What we have read, the very first thing we read that a globe is a simple and accurate way of representing the earth. It is not possible to draw a correct map from a curved surface. Distance means the space between any two places, and distance between any two places on a map is called map distance, whereas the distance between any two places on the ground is called the ground distance. And what is a scale? The ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is a scale of a map, and a scale is shown on map in three ways: by a statement, by a representative fraction, which is also known as numerical fraction, and the third way is by graphic or linear scale. The directions on a map or on the ground is always shown with respect to the direction north. The four cardinal directions are north, south, east, west, and I have already told that you can learn it with the small form, that is news: north, east, south, west, and south. Okay. Direction can be found with the help of the rising sun, the pole star, and the magnetic compass. Direction, different colors, signs, symbols, letterings, etc. are used to show the information on a map. The standard symbols which are used universally are called conventional symbols. This is all which we have learned till now. In the very next module, we'll be dealing with two more topics: sketch and plan. Till then, have a nice day. I call it a day. Do read the topic after watching the video.